This is the Don't Burn It frequency.
Yeah, is that okay right there?
No, I can't hear you.
Hello. There, now you can.
$4.99
Until he keyed up.
for the weekend. 469 Bad Whiskey in the northwest corner.
All right, well, I guess we should let people know that here in the Central Valley, all corners sound good on the old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The old Tube Radio Network.
Wow, pretty loud. I think they're in stereo tonight. I'm not sure. Maybe we're all in stereo. The old Tube Radio Network. Real radios glowing in the dark, beaconing from the Central Valley of California in the little DX zone that's going on tonight. Hello, I hope you have your coolest, and I mean that in various ways, your coolest old Tube radio ready to fire up tonight. We will be checking them in after the SWL roll call, and should be having a good time. I think it's 100 degrees here in the Central Valley, but that will not stop us from checking in radios and items of interest. My name is Dennis, Net Control for the old Tube Radio Network. And what we do here is we talk about, listen for, key up, key down on your classic radios from the 1950s and all the way through the 1970s that glow in the dark, hence the old Tube Radio Network. Dennis here, your net control operator, and we will get set up to do some checking in. Just stay tuned. We're also streaming at oldtuberadio.net. And there's a YouTube video somewhere. You can click on a link, and I think it will take you to the proper one. Been out by the OTR pool with the jingle singers and out in the green room. A lot of nice stuff going on here tonight. So we ditched the seersucker suit and got something a little more apropos for the 16th of July. Stand by. Okay, let's give it a shot. It's relatively quiet. There are some stations floating through tonight, the northwest corners. Squamish, yes, BC boys, I'm talking to you up here in the balcony. Listen in. I might be hearing from you tonight. Idaho, Oregon, Washington, maybe Cheyenne, Wyoming. Should be a Woodland Park, Colorado even. It should be a decent evening. How about 00?
00 checking in.
Right, and I know I can hear the locals. We're doing good. If you're playing the home game, it's week number 3, 7/16/2022, and we're off to a good start. Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you. I'll be back on 114, hopefully.
All right, we will look for you then, or just give you the check-in. All right, we've got the cosmic check-in for SWL number 1. SWL number 2 is over on the video side. Give him a report. Give him his signal report. It's 9 pounds, good modulation, Chestnut and Herndon. And we've got you checked in, Mr. OBP. Over to SWL number 3. SWL 4. And then we jump up to SWL 7.
SWL 7 checking in.
All right, 1 mile is good. I think 1,001 miles is good tonight. We've got you checked in. Over.
And thank you very much, and we'll look for you later.
Over to SWL 10. Chrissy is in the house or in the park or whatever this is that we have here. Chrissy is definitely in. Listening up. I think Dwayne has got the Eagle and the Robin ready to go. We're here in the northwest corner. Let me pop up the map. For those watching the video, here's what I'm looking at. It's the DX map, thanks to Superloop, who who turned us on to that. There it is. And so what you see here are the numbers, and all throughout all California, all around California, up through the coast of Oregon, up into British Columbia, the number represents the maximum usable frequency, and we are 48, 68, 74, 62, 61. We're open all the way through 10 meters, up through 6 meters, and beyond. We're getting into the FM band at 77, so maybe we'll have some DX on your broadcast FM radio, but that tells me that we are going to have some conditions tonight for the West Coast stations, maybe some short sporadic E-skip as well, and coming up when the sun goes down. And Chrissy, if I didn't say so, you are checked in. Let's go over to SWL 13. See, over to SWL 16, Charles in Anoka, Minnesota, and he is out there. In fact, who's venturing to jump in the building tonight? Hello to Louisville, Kentucky, with the special guest pass. You must have had the right bribe for the door person there. So hello, Louisville, Kentucky. Belfast, Maine, by way of Derby, New York, running the Q cards tonight. Thank you for that, Chet. We've got stations from Fresno, Anoka, Minnesota, checking in now. San Francisco, Woodland Park, Colorado, the voice from Squamish, Florence, Kentucky, and Inez, Kentucky, up there in the balcony. And what is that? Oh, hold on. I got to stand up. Charles has got something for me. What is this? Is this from... Oh, this is from what they're doing at the pool. I was out there. I didn't get this. What is this? Ah, that's good. Oh, that's really good. Lemonade, and what's in here? Rangpur lime. All right, I need a towel or something. It's going to leak all over the place. There, right here. All right, how about here? Am I going to knock it over? Is that safe? No, let's put it over on the table. All right, anyway, I'm taking too much time. Thank you. Thank you, that tastes good. I'm going to need that tonight. Over to SWL 17. SWL 18. 19 Chet checked in, and he's pointing. He says, check in SWL 19. It's on the cue cards. Just read them, and anybody can sit in this air chair, right? As long as Chet gets the right card, anybody can read. As long as you can read. Let's go to SWL 20.
And because it's hot, check in 135.
I will do that. We get all those check-ins, and even you. I'm glad you are in your Radio Shack tonight and not having to drive around.
You got that. I won't be driving around tonight. Okay, thank you. We'll be out.
Going over to SWL 21, that is JT from Wasoma Swamps, and I was trying to see if the video is going to queue up from old radio night. I think he must have just signed off because it's still processing. Tonight, pimping ain't easy unless it's with the Courier Royale DNA Hawk reverse preamp. So we'll get some snippets of audio from that coming up. It's still ingesting. The old radio night where Mr. JT is. Hopefully, JT, you have a great crew like we have here at at the Old Tube Radio Network, and they have provided you with some beverage, and that is the real deal. That is there's no. Somebody says there alcohol in that. No, there is not. I want to be able to finish the net. Let's go to SWL 22, SWL 23, And I guess I should look at my big board here to see who's running around. All right, we'll catch everybody. I will I will look at the right things eventually and catch up. SWL 24. I need to look at the meters to see if we're on the air. I guess we're on the air. It seems like we're beaconing. Let me put up the REA meter. That's the modulation meter. That's directly off the transmitter output, showing you your positive peaks and your negative peaks. The negative peak's at 100, but I'm running a phase rotator that helps to keep the distortion off the negative 100 peaks there. And the symmetry meter in the center that should always hopefully be above 0, and that is a good thing. Let's go over to SWL 25. My guess is it's probably too hot in the Central Valley. It's too hot to be out in the radio room if it's someplace that does not have air conditioning nearby. Over to page 2 to SWL 27.
Number 27's checking in live from Studio G with 103.4 degrees.
Yeah, as soon as I said I didn't think anybody would be checking in from the non-air-conditioned studio, here you are in Studio G, where it is probably all of maybe 103 degrees in there, too. Unless, do you have some type of fan or one of those portable water coolers or something?
No, I just got a big fan on in here. Keeps the air moving, but keeps the hot air moving.
All right. You know, the only thing that keeps the hot air moving is when I open my mouth, I guess. There's plenty of hot air. You sound great, and we have you checked in. Thanks for braving the, it's July, oh my God, it's July in Fresno.
Let us spell man in a cool wind, when the wind's blowing, it feels good.
27 is in. I'm trying not to break things here. Let's go to SWL 28, where the temperatures are probably the same as they are here in Fresno, although Gary, where he's at, he's in the Sacramento area. He gets the Delta breezes, so he says it's 100 right now, enjoying Jake burgers and fries. I'm not sure what a Jake burger is. Maybe they'll have them in the green room tonight, cooked to a turn. Yeah, great job, Jake. All right, well, hats off to Jake. I'm glad he can do a burger, and I'm glad that you actually got one. Thanks for checking in. The Old Tube Radio Network is what's happening. We're in Central California, streaming at oldtuberadio.net on a YouTube video somewhere, and we are working our way towards the Old Tube glow-in-the-dark radios. You may have one. Check it in. Maybe you had one before. Listen in, and you might hear your all-time favorite radio coming across your dial. We've got a proxy check-in for Mr. Loner. Let's go over to SWL 30. And I was dragging my feet because we've still got conditions on the map, but that doesn't necessarily show that we're going to get it. It's it's along the coast, all the way up and down the west coast is where the numbers are big, but they're working into Idaho, so I expect things to be opening up. Dwayne, we've got you checked in. I hear somebody out there. Somebody with a decent receiver might say, yeah, he's calling you. All right, let's go to SWL 31.
Dennis.
This is the basic Dennis, over.
Late check-in for number 30.
Oh, man, I knew it. I knew I put an X in that square. Hello, 30. Yeah, the band is open. Over. All right, you're not super strong. You're probably good into the San Francisco area or Los Angeles, but we hear you in Central California. Thanks for putting up the radio. band just opening up in Idaho. You heard it here on your old tube radio network. We'll listen for some more DX episodes. You know what? It's legal to do DX now. The 150-mile rule has been rescinded by the FCC. You still need to use 4 watts DC out, or 5 watts DC input, though. But talking long distances is okay. Let's go to SWL 32. Pretty cool. Thank you, Dwayne. SWL 33. Myself, Boso Control. Everybody else who runs around the room here. I don't know who's in here. Everybody's out at the pool. I was there for a while, but had to run into here. Had to run in and do the old Tube Radio Network, and I'm glad, because I enjoy doing it. Let's go to SWL 34. Jimmy and Little Toot and the gang are there tonight. And Jimmy, I finally got like a 21st century iPhone, so I will check it out. Maybe I'll actually be able to do like the dual live thing, or the pop it on the old Tube Radio CB Network Facebook page. I'm going to have to get a little tripod holder and maybe work some audio things, but I actually have a phone, I think, that will work whatever app, if anything, that I needed to do that. Where is... Did I lose it? I was going to try and do the whistle, but oh, there it is. It's underneath all the junk. All right, let's try it here. No effects, but we'll give it a shot here for SWL 34. Yeah, you know what it needs? Boy, that really messes up the limiter, doesn't it? It really needs the special effects, like you're coming around the corner. All right, we got you checked in. Let me refresh the comments. Station that I really think we're going to be hearing through the DX pipeline when he gets near a radio here at 8 o'clock on the West Coast, and that is Mr. Bill, Red Monkey Communications in Cheyenne, Wyoming. We'll get you checked in, Mr. Bill. Over to SWL 36. SWL 37.
SWL 37, and a question. Does anybody know what time I could look out with a telescope and find that comet going through the sky, and which direction?
Well, hopefully not directly coming into Earth. We'll have to, I don't know if Cliff is going to be in tonight. He may not be. He's pretty good at amateur astronomy, knowing what's up. So if anybody knows the answer, chime in any time, because I'd be curious to know as well.
Yeah, I was wanting to check it out. It's that K2 comet that comes from way out there. First time that anybody be seeing it here. It's a new one.
Yeah, I don't know that much about it. I haven't heard anything about it, but we will keep an ear. Maybe we'll do a little big comet bounce. Bounce our signal off the comet and see what happens. You are checked in, sir.
Thank you, Dennis.
Directed net roll call. Hello, Sam, out there in Byron. The possibilities for some short sporadic E are the greatest they've been tonight for months and months, according to the DX chart. So be listening, and we'll be listening for you. And 38 is checked in if I hit the right button here. Let's go to SWL 39. SWL 40. See if Larry checks in Subterranean. Let me check on the video site, see who is out listening tonight and saying hello. Radio, Tony, coming up to you. Hemorrhoid, hello from South Carolina. Looking good. UDX 345, saying happy Saturday. Thanks, Bob. Steve Areno, UDX 483, doing the mud bucket thing. I bet if you took a transmission now, it would be to mud bucket. Deal hole 6973. I think I saw you over on Old Radio Night tonight. Thanks for joining us here on the Old Tube Radio Network on Saturdays, sort of late. It's early on the West Coast. You can see the sun is still out, at least where we are. Also, Rusty Rails looking good, saying it's great to be here every week. I agree. Central Arkansas in the house, and let those old radios roll. And Rusty, I think it was you, Rusty, who queued Harvey to the ticket renewal, and I think he found that, and we're good to go, or he'll be good to go on that. So thanks for the heads up on that. We definitely appreciate it. Levon from the land of the OTS radio, looking good from the Hudson Valley of New York.
No, I did not, and I tried real hard. Online, several different places, couldn't do it. So I'm going to have to call on Monday.
All right, maybe if it shows up that it's passed, they can't automatically do it. But you should be able to re-up it, I think. Not any problem. They're just going to put a different start date on it. So, yeah, check that out.
I'm not past the 3 months, so I should be able to do it. But every time I get on there and put in the appropriate stuff, it just goes, site can't be reached. So there you go. Okay, I might call on Monday.
All right, unless maybe it's some old site or something. Site can't be reached. That's a weird thing. That doesn't sound like a different problem. So yeah. We got to keep OTR up and running, whether it's here or beaconing the airwaves. All right, let's see. I was checking who's online. Wayne from Glen Allen, Virginia. Hello to you. Northern Redneck says he picked up an old T-Berry Model T at the flea market today. That's a good thing. Check it into your nearest old tube radio. It says a fun project for the upcoming winter. Well, maybe we'll get some winter DX conditions and we'll be able to hear it here. Hey, look who's back. X or saying hello from KB6 land in Reading. I went from one KB6 to another. Reading is in the skip zone. Listen in, channel 11, 27085. We could be, he's monitoring the HF skip on the Kiwi SDR. All right, you just never know. You never know what might be happening, but you're definitely in the skip zone. And let's go to SWL41, if I'll stop talking, so that Road Dog 507 can get checked in from the Hudson Valley CB Club and Orange Ulster County React. Gosh, remember React, Channel 9, Hudson Valley, New York. Good evening, everybody, and glad to see that there may be some reacting these days. Did I say hello to John, the Mighty Juliet Whiskey in Iowa, listening in, KJG 4755 from KEO 8492. I'm still looking for my original license. I don't know what I did with it. SWL 42. SWL 43. Got a proxy in for Crazy Eddie. SWL 44. Oh my gosh, I heard, was it Wednesday night? I can't get on the Friday night nets anymore. Wednesday, I heard Ray and Super Strong coming through. Yeah, it was on Wednesday. I don't know where he was, so let me put an X in his query. It was just, Ray was super loud. Let's go up. Speaking of super loud, let's see if we can make it up to North Fork. Hello, 45.
Yeah, I'm in the cactus. I'm in the cactus patch here, 909, 909, up in the cactus patch. Broadcast out of Phoenix, Chicken Mill out of Phoenix. I'm listening. Come on now.
Hello, 45 Paul. All right, well, we have the cactus patch, so I don't know. I don't know what kind of patch. Paul's up in the pine tree patch, I think. Let's try SWL 46.
Good evening, Dennis. 46. Trying to get the whole soul still. A little bit more power to it.
All right, we've got you checked in there, Steve, and X in the square, and that short skip starting to come back. All right, 46 is in. SWL 47.
Good evening to all from the Radio Lounge. This is SWL 47. Good evening.
And good evening. I'm trying not to break things here. Okay, I've got a nice tall glass of some beverage they handed me here, and I'm trying to keep it away from the equipment, but close enough where I can grab it. You are sounding good, so I imagine the pool is fired up. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And Easy Street, does anyone in OTR land have a Polytronics Pro? The Polycom Pro, we used to be checking in the Polycom Pro, so I don't know. We'll have to see if anybody's got one. We've checked them in before. Let's try SWL48. You know, Sam, Mr. KP, checking in via Facebook, I do believe. So, Sam, if you're listening, or some point we have got you checked in here at OTR. Okay, 49. Here's a station that should be able to hear me if you're still on frequency, SWL 49.
Oh, yeah, we hear you, no problem. The 49er is in the house, literally, because it is way too damn hot outside, or in the shop for that matter. Got Sweet Country Mama here, waving a hand. Hello, Dennis. Yeah, I hope you guys all have a great OTR night, and as always, thank you very much for the net, Dennis.
All right, sounding good and sounding good. Smitty, Sweet Country Mama on your old tube radio network, checking in tonight. Thanks for joining us. And there's 4848 beaconing through. I've got you, Sam. Over.
Roger, thank you.
All right, good to hear you live and direct. Let's go to SWL 50. Let's see if we can get a live direct from near Sangertown, SWL 51. Thought I heard a carrier, but no audio. Is that you, Dave? All right, there's a carrier, but no audio. But I will get 305 checked in. SWL 52. Aaron from behind the golden microphonium, everything. Oh, Stan, yeah, I forgot. Stan's had a Polycom Pro since it was new. Don't you love it? Original owner. I think I've only got one original owner radio. It's my Realistic Navajo, the TRC-23, the very, very first one that didn't have the Delta Tune knob. Still got all the boxes and the styrofoam. It's a cool thing. SWL 53, Mr. Belair checked in early. One of those early check-in radios. Let's go to page 3, SWL 54. We've got a check-in for Mr. Boardjammer. SWL 55. SWL 56.
Good evening, Dennis and the net. 56, just for kicks.
And sounding good. Got you in, Phil. Let me check the obligatory. Yep, okay. We've got at least one. We've got the number one beaconing. I'm beaconing up there on the map. Let me check while we're on the map. Let me check the weather center that I think's out at City College. The temperature is 98 degrees. The humidity's 27. And the wind is out of the, northwest at 0.9 miles per hour, meaning there ain't no wind. It's just kind of warm out there. Thanks for checking in, Phil. SWL 57. I'm just checking. That's Mr. Brown Dog Audio. I got to make sure I didn't... somebody didn't check in and scroll past me. SWL 58, get the proxy check-in for Jeremy. I keep missing the Friday night updates on what's happening in Tennessee. SWL 40, who's melting? It's like the Wicked Witch. She's melting. I always thought if you were underground far enough, the temperature just stays like 47 degrees or something all the time. All right, 785, we got you checked in. All right, 58 was in. 59, I'm pretty sure I saw 59 on my radar here. That's Uncle Hairball. Yeah, he's there. SWL 59. Checking in to the Old Tube Radio Network tonight, fresh from his appearance over on Old Radio Night as well. You know, that's Saturday evenings. You can just kind of pig out on your DX, and if you want DX, Old Radio Night is the way to go. I don't know how JT does it. He just has to key up the shockwave and the world's longest ground rod, and the heavens, the E layers just open up, and then staying up late or here early on the West Coast, the Old Tube Radio Network that we have been doing here for nigh on 37 years, I think. So 59 is checked in. Let's go to SWL 60.
Thank you much, Dennis. We're going to say evening time to all the fellas out there. Hope you're staying cool. SWL 60, checking in if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Sound different. Sound kind of fuzzy. But I hear you. Over.
Fuzzy. I don't see any fuzz, but okay. We'll take it.
All right, but you are checked in. Over to SWL 61. SWL 62 out of North Dakota. KD is on frequency and checking in right now on the Old Tube Radio Network. Have to see, we can't get any more 40-meter propagation from here to North Dakota and have another QSO. Let's go to SWL 63. Another one of the great North Georgia stations. Butterbean, we're getting you checked in. SWL 64. And there is SWL 57, Mr. Brown Dog Audio, beginning from Central Kentucky. We've got you. Let me put the official number up in the box. SWL 65. Shortwave listener 66. SWL 67, get a proxy for Bill up there in Oregon. Maybe hear Bill tonight if he's on the radio. SWL 68, Michael checked in, New York 157, checked in early. If you're still out there, I've got you checked in for sure. And Foxman 362, the ICO 760. We have a station here that has the 760K that checks in occasionally. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We can't get somebody to go into the 100-degree Radio Shack and fire up the ICO 760, or is it a 762? It's that same model. It's that first ICO radio they put out in 1959. SWL 69, Kenny out in Tulsa, Oklahoma, checked in early. Might still be watching the video or watching the replay. Kenny, we've got you checked in. SWL 70, it's probably too hot to be out in the vehicle to find the parking spot. So let me get a check-in for SWL 70 in the Mobile. Oh man, 77 in the basement. That's pretty good. That's natural air conditioning down there. And BDA, Brown Dog's on the trail of an elusive Gonset 2 communicator. You know what? I'm looking on my shelf. Oh, if it's up there, maybe I'll have to go pull it down. I think I've got a Gonza 2. It's got, you know, our magic eye that we use. I think that was taken out of a Gonza 2 picture, and that's the 2 meter. Do some AM. I think that's the 2 meter AM. Yeah, the magic eye. I gotta find that. If it's on the shelf and I can't kill myself, I'll bring it down. I'll bring down the Gonza 2. I got it for $2 at a ham fest here in Fresno when I first got my license back in 1984. I just couldn't pay. I had no radios. I had nothing in my shack, and it was $2. And of course, nobody's going to talk to you on 2 meter AM. So I just had to buy it because I needed something to sit on the shelf to make it look like I was an astute ham radio operator. Speaking of astute ham radio operators, here is one, SWL 71 Stan out there in Dallas, Georgia. I don't know what's going on in the bands tonight, but hope you are making some great contacts. Stan always knows the latest scuttlebutt. I think that's a word. The latest scuttlebutt on what's going on the amateur radio bands, and always manages to find time to jump over to the 11 meter portion of the shack and join us for OTR. So pretty cool. Thanks, Stan. Let's go to SWL 72. And Sean saying who might try to fire up the Mark IV tonight. Okay, hopefully we'll see where the band is at. If it stays like it is tonight, I should be able to hear you no problem. SWL 73. Shortwave listener 74. Hello. Uh-oh. Don't want that later. It wants to do it. My computer just put a big thing on the screen that says, "Are you going to update now?" And we said, no, we're not going to update now. Give me 2 hours, won't you? SWL 74. If the video stream goes away, you know it's because of an update. But I think I've thwarted that. Let's go to SWL 75. I said GSW. Hello to you. Who's that? Sal. Sal, see, how do I get an SWL number? Well, you don't need a number to join in, as you know, because you're already here. If you get a tube radio and you can beacon it into Fresno, that's good. So, let's see. I think I may even have some on the list. Do we have any open on the list? I can get you, might be able to get you in right now. All right. I normally can't do this, but we have some. All right. There you go. Sal C. I don't know where you're at. Tell me where you're at. We'll put you in at 93. You're coming up. Talk about baptism under fire. Let's go to SWL. I called 75, right? SWL 76. SWL 77. Got a note to Proxy N77, Proxy N77, which I will. What's going on in Wild Wildemar, where it may be cooler than it is in Fresno? SWL 78. SWL 79.
79, check it in.
Oh man, you fooled me. You've been so quiet. I said, no, he's not going to be out there. He always keys up at least once. How did you do that? Man, all right. He's hiding out. That's why there's all sorts of good food. We'll find out. Find out what's going on tonight in the green room. Thank you, Philip. SWL 80. What do they say? It's not nice to fool net control. Southern New Jersey. All right, Sal C. Southern New Jersey. I'm putting you in on SWL 93. You're coming up. You're coming up for an X in the square. Wait a minute. Did I hear what I thought I heard? This is OTR listening.
How about a DX LAN? How about a DX LAN 356? 356 Oregon Mobile looking break.
All right, we've got Oregon in there, but I thought I heard SWL 10. I thought I heard Chrissy beaconing in there.
Yes, you heard me. This is WL10, Chrissy.
All right, what radio are you on tonight? If you can hear me, the Old Tube Radio Network, what radio are you on tonight, Chrissy? Over.
The Robin 123B.
All right, I actually hear myself in the background coming through Oregon. All right, I've got the Old Tube Radio list. I'm going to make a note for the Robin 123B. I don't know. It might be a Robin evening. You're sounding good. Over.
You're coming in pretty good.
Hey, Robin. Hey, Robin 123. Hey, 123. Mr. 356.
All right, Chrissy, you are sounding good. You've got the whole West Coast running about that Robin, even the 396 or whoever was out there. The Old Tube Radio Network here in Central California, streaming at oldtuberadio.net and checking in the radios. We'll be doing that. We're checking in one now. Thanks, Chrissy, for jumping in. You're sounding good. We'll get your radio checked in live and direct. Over. All right, that's pretty cool. I thought that would happen. Let me bring up the map again before I'm going to go see what Bob and Steve are doing. But here's the DX map. If you're watching the video, here it is, right here. So, can I do it right there? If I pop that up, DM17, DM7, we're in DM6, where OTR is, I can't quite find it because there's too much stuff in the way, but OTR is in that various area where, so all above that, we've got openings down to Southern California, out into Nevada, and there you see that 4327, that's up into Idaho, all the way up into Washington. And the numbers, look at those numbers, 29, 30, 73, that's 10 meters, 11 meters, 6 meters. We need the Gonset, what is it, communicator 1 or the 3, which is the 6 meter Gonset communicator tonight. All right, the Old Tube Radio Network. The DX is opening. I want to find out, speaking of DX opening, I want to find out what is happening over in the green room tonight. Bob and Steve will let us know what's going on.
27.085 OTR, Channel 11.
All right, Channel 11, that's right. Going on tonight, episode 124. The Old Tube Radio for the 16th of July. Thank you, Bob and Steve. It is hot. It is sticky, sweaty. That's why we're not wearing the tie tonight. And the Jingle Singers are having a puppy wash in the carport from 9 to 2 on Wednesday, and it's free. I wonder where all the little hose nozzles went. The good hose was missing. In fact, both of the good hoses were missing, so it's for the puppy wash. It's free, so that's good. Fresno PD will be the first in with their canines. Oh, well, that'd be pretty cool. We have set up 4 lines and pools according to the size of your puppy. So it's sort of like, it's going to be like the Costco gas station line, except it'll be a little bit more controlled, and then you go by size. So check the size and bring your puppy to the proper puppy port. You are invited to swim in the pool while your puppy is being washed. And then maybe you can put the puppy in the pool. Thursday night, 6 to 8. Boy, there's something going on every week. No wonder I'm so busy. No wonder I can't check into the Friday night nets, because there's so much going on here. On Thursday night, 6 to 8 p.m., the Jingle Singers are having an ice cream social. Everyone is welcome. Baskin Robbins 33. I thought there used to be 31 flavors. I grew up next to a Baskin Robbins. It was a 60-second walk from my house, and I could have swore it was 31 flavors. So they've added something. Anyway, it's good. And I don't want to tell you that the ice cream was 10 cents, 20 cents, and 30 cents. I kid you not. Coffee and tea on Bob and Steve at the bar tonight from downtown Fresno. All the shrimp you can eat, tossed salad, and hot rolls with butter. You know I'm there. The Green Room Lounge is air-conditioned. Way better than it is over here in the air chair. And as always, don't forget to feed the fish.
27.085 OTR, Channel 11.
Dennis 38's trying to check in.
38. So let me listen. He's actually closer. He's actually closer to me, but I'll be listening. OTR is listening. Thank you, Dwayne. Yeah, you know, we've got openings, but I think the hop is more to the 1,000-mile range up to you guys. You're sounding good, Dwayne. Yeah, I think he's too close. We're going to have some sporadic conditions for me to hear Sam, I think.
We're not making it down there. No contact on 38. 30's out of the way. Thanks, Dennis.
All right, 30, you're sounding good. That is some great audio on that radio. And yeah, we'll take the relay check-in. The relay from Byron to where you guys are in Idaho to down here in Central California. Cool stuff.
All right, 7.
And the band is open. The pipeline is up. We'll see what we can hear tonight. L2 Radio Network, Directed Net Roll Call, SWL 81.
82 checking in from the ditch banks of Iowa.
And 82 from the ditch banks. Yeah, I don't know. My schedule gets so screwed up on Friday nights now. I'm missing all the fun. They're on 36 lower. Did you get some short hop check-ins last night?
Yeah, we did get some hops from all over the place. So, yeah, it was pretty interesting. Good net last night.
All right, and you are sounding good. We will get you checked in. Mr. Ron, who operates the Ditch Banks sideband net Friday evenings. Give it a shot if you're out on Friday evenings, 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. 36 lower sideband. There's a net going on, and after the net, the band's open. Make some contacts out there. Thanks, Ron.
All right, Dennis, and thanks for doing your net. And you want to guess on what radio I'm using tonight?
Well, the audio is pretty good. It's better. The one you were on before was okay, but this one has a little bit smoother sound. Take another key up, or is it the key down?
All right, because I know you're pretty good at guessing what radio. So, anyway, it does have tubes in it. So, I don't know if it qualifies for 100% tube, but anyway, it doesn't qualify for just a CB radio either.
That's interesting. Well, I was going to say it might be a DAC, but because they're hybrid, so we'll add. If that's a 101, you've got some. The audio is good. You've got it tamed down. It's like one of the 101 series. I definitely don't think it's a 1011. The audio doesn't have that kind of audio.
All right, really, that's good. 101EX.
Yeah, sounding good. You cannot go wrong with the audio on those. And if you run the carrier control, I think you keep your current down below 1 mil. It's got good, it really does have good forward movement, so if you happen to put another tube behind it, it plays very well.
Yeah, we just put one tube behind it. It plays really well. All righty, well, thanks for the guess, and we're working on a J.C. Penney's desk microphone. It's a power mic, but it's just cracked to the on position. It's really not turned up, maybe not even a quarter way up, so. All right, well, thanks for the guess, and you nailed it on the 101. Take care.
All right, I had a good hint. Yeah, there's not a lot of low frequency in the voice, but it's super clear, and those are always clear. It looks good on the meter. Some forward movement, no distortion, and like I said, you've got it tweaked and tuned pretty good. It's always nice to have a radio with a plate and load control, because that sort of acts like an SWR tuning meter going into the other tube, so sometimes it makes things happy. Nice and smooth. You'll be able to talk DX all day without lifting a finger, or maybe with just lifting a finger. Thanks for checking in. Let's head over to SWL 83. SWL 84. I'll get a proxy in for Jerry. I heard him, was it Monday? Just a couple days ago, running the JNN, the Jefferson Noontime Net, and sounding good on the Swan radio. So we'll get the whole group checked in. 84, 86, 87, and 88. That's Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl. Over to SWL 89. Hey, I think we got somebody. The break OTR. Go ahead, over. All right, I hear you fine now, and you're sounding good into Mud Duck Land here in Midtown. Got you checked in, over.
Thank you, sir. Have a good evening.
All right, SWL 61 checking in. Let's go to SWL 90. Over to SWL 91. And Felix is right there. All right. And he's saying hello to all the SWLs and OTR, the tube operators who are standing by as we approach the tube time of the old tube radio network. X in the square for Felix. Thank you, sir, for joining us, as always, here on the old tube radio network. Let's go to SWL 92. And let's see, on live and direct from, what did I write down? From Southern New Jersey, SWL 93. And then I think if you look over my, no, is it this right here? You look up here, and there should be a little thing that says you are checked in. It says checking in, and I flip a switch, and you get checked in. Is indeed you are. Thanks, Sal. Then we go up to SWL 95. Warthog 95 checking in from beautiful Orlando, Florida, home of many things. Good evening to you out there. And I don't know, I'd have to look at the map. Orlando might be having its own little short hop DX going on, but it's not heading out this way. SWL 96. All right, they're out there in Ditchbanks West, Mr. Prunepicker. Thanks, Dennis. You are sounding good. Cornbread says he did not get the memo about the cabana wear. Well, this is sort of in the OTR closet next to the seersucker suit and some other things. I think the Woody costume is in there as well. And since it's 100 degrees outside, I'm not sure what it's in here. It's probably, you know, I have a thermometer. Why is it? Oops, I mean, I break stuff. Let's see, I'm checking. The thermometer, I can't see it. The screen is, I think it's on a battery, and the battery's no good. So I don't know. I don't know what the temperature is, but it feels good. Let's go to SWL 97. Who is 97? That's Jim out there in Boston. Oh, he's right there on the Gonset communicator. Checking in on the Gonset communicator. Okay. There are, there's 3 communicators, right? I think there's a 10 meter, a 6 meter, and a 2 meter. So maybe the Gonset 2 is the 10 meter. No, the 1 is the 10 meter, the 6, how does it go? 10, 6, 2. So the 2 is the 6, and the 3, maybe that's what I've got as a 3. We'll find out. I'm going to check the shelf here. 97 is in. Let's go to SWL 98. Tracy is right there. You know, I missed Friday, so that's the best time for me to hear you on YouTube. Okay, got you checked in, Tracy. Thank you. And Foxman 362 said something about, oh yeah, says, I noticed Dennis is using a code key. That's my push-to-talk switch. I don't know if I could, if I pick it up, it's wired into the PTT. That is my second. Let me clear all the garbage here. All right. That is my second, but there's one here. Can you see that? That's my original J38 key from 1970. I got that from my first Elmer when I was in high school, who said, I want you to learn code, and he lent me this key, and then he forgot to pick it up. So that's my first J38 key, and I used to key that. It's mounted on a little piece of wood. You can't see it, but I had a switch to change from the CW port to the push-to-talk port. Then I got another one, and that's the one I'm using over here that you can't see, that's on the little, I don't know what it is, plastic Bakelite, whatever it is, the base. And that runs into the push-to-talk into the radio. And then I have a switch I can flip that switches it to another jack that I can run in and actually run it straight key night. But it's an old J38 key, so that is the push-to-talk. So if I was smart, I would get the Heil foot switch, and then I wouldn't need to do, this thing with you need 3 hands. But you guys are good. How do you notice it? I don't even know. I don't even know what's on my desk. They say, hey, look at that junk on his desk. And I look over here and say, yeah, you're right. I don't know how that got there. Where are we going? Oh, we're doing the directed net roll call. 98, Tracy is in. Let's go to Tony, and I think Tony, yeah, you know what? Let me, I think we got Tony up on Echo Link, and I think that is up. So let me flip yet another device here. And KB6GFD. And see if we can give Tony a call. We're listening.
This is KD4BAO, SWL 100. Dennis, please check us in, and good evening, KD4BAO.
All right, I haven't done Echolink in such a long time. I got to remember what buttons I have to press. Let me get the 100 up and running for the check-in, and we can do that. Yeah, so we've got an Echolink link up. Tony is linked in from where he is at. He is in, let me get it right here. He's in McClellanville, South Carolina. That was his voice coming through the system here and out through my system and beaconing everywhere else. So thanks, Tony. We got you checked in, and thanks for jumping in tonight. KB6GFD. And that's a good sound. He's got a good sound on his Echo link tonight. Let's go to SWL 102. And that's John up in Arkansas. I won't forget to feed the fish. I am doing well. And John is saying hello to all the SWLs tonight. I was once an SWL, and I still am. I still am all the time. I think that's the way a lot of us started, with that magic of the... can you believe it? I have a piece of wire, and all of these things are coming into my room unannounced, and I can just pick them out with my radio. Let's go to SWL 109.
Good evening, Dennis. Cardad 109 checking in.
All right, man, listen to that audio. Sound like he's on KMJ 580. Mr. Crawdad, you are sounding good tonight. We've got you checked in.
Thank you, Dennis.
All right, man, Motormouth Mall is going to be jealous of that radio. Let's go over to SWL 110.
Top shelf 109 up here in the tater pad.
Yeah, don't you know it? He is not close to me at all, and he is 15 over.
Solid. All right, get back to it. Sorry, Dennis.
All right, no problem. Let's try SWL 111. That's Robert in Reedley. He checked in a little bit earlier, and by the way, Dwayne, you are you are 9 or 10 over. I didn't look at the S meter. It was on the screen when you checked in. 111 is in. SWL 113. Skip is trying to come in. The guy that got it started off is 00, SWL 114.
114, checking in.
All right, and I bet 114 sounds good up in the tater patch as well. 128, John, who checked in early tonight because I believe he had some guests in the Radio Shack. So we've got you checked in. John's out there in Fairfax, Virginia. He's an SWL. He had one of the Popular Electronics SWL card numbers, WPE 91CM. So I think it's W just for the W, and Popular Electronics was the PE, and then 991 CM was the number they went through. But that's pretty cool. That is letting you know that you are definitely an SWL. Let's go over to SWL 131. SWL 133.
133.
All right, Dave, sounding good. Good signal into Midtown tonight. We've got you checked in. Okay, I'm trying not to break it here. SWL 135. And we've got a proxy check-in for Mr. Green Arrow. SWL 137. And then Tony up in Corscold, SWL 145. Tony was in earlier. Are you there, Tony? Am I getting covered up?
Yeah, no, you're getting through. It's a little rough and tough. I made some changes. I hope I'm sounding better than I was earlier, Roger.
You're sounding good, about the same. There's a little bit of noise occasionally, and it could be that the microphone's turned up a little too high, but I hear you 100%. I got the email. I think I actually would have known the answer to one of those questions had I been on the frequency Friday morning. Anyway, you are sounding good, and we've got you checked in. Over.
Have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. 73.
Right, Tony up in Corscold. SWL 147, Neil out in Kakalaki is in from Fayetteville, and you know what? He checked in way earlier, and I think he's got some stuff that scrolled off my screen. I will find it shortly, and in the meantime, you are checked in, sir. No problem. Let's go over to, Bobby, SWL 188.
Good evening time, Des. Good evening time to all the SWLs. 188 Snowbeast checking in.
All right, got you checked in. Sounding good as always here into Midtown, and thanks for joining us on your old tube radio network.
10-4, evening time.
And let me jump back. 147, Neil's in Kakalaki in the house. He had 2 hours of heavy rain earlier. Well, that makes for some nice humidity when it's 100 degrees. Some skip on 395. 10 meters was dead quiet. I bet there's some beacons. If you're on the West Coast and go to 10 meters, I don't have the extra receiver fired up, but I bet if you go to 10 meters right now, there are some 10-meter beacons coming in with no problem. Let's go over to 188 is in. Let's go up the hill to SWL 195.
195, check it in, Dennis.
All right, we're sneaking in between the E skip here tonight. You are sounding good, and as always, you got you checked in. I think a lot of people use the sound of your voice to know that it is going to be heavy metal time, and the tubes are checking in. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, Dennis, you guys have a good evening.
It's like when we hear that guy up in Corscold, when we hear Jim, we know we better, put on the seat belts because we're going to start rocking and rolling. Let's go over to SWL 226. And I think that's it. Anybody else? GWD Labs is saying hello radio. I'm just looking. I think all the audio gear is working tonight. So anybody else before we check on the tube radios? I'm just worried I'm going to hit on the wrong screen. All right. So, Captain Robert, hello, radio. All right. Coming up in August. So, yeah, this is the OTR, out by the pool green room shirt. They said it's okay if you don't put on the tie tonight since it's 100 degrees. So, if it looks good, it must be good. So, keep doing what the doctor says you should do. And everything should go swimmingly, methinks. Thanks for joining us, as always, on the Old Tube Radio Network. And the smell of the dust burning off the tube radios is not far away. We'll be back in moments on your Old Tube Radio Network.
That Old Tube Radio is sounding mighty good. Rocky 768, letting you know.
All right, well, thanks for letting us know. The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark. We're in Central California. We're also streaming live at oldtuberadio.net, oldtuberadio.net and Universal Media Network. We've got a YouTube video as well. And we're going to be checking in the tube radios in about 2 minutes. So if you got a tube radio, stand by. We'll get you checked in. I want to say hello to beautiful Wild Wildemar SWL78, Richard Isaiah. We'll be back in a few moments.
All right. Well, that was good hearing you out there. Rocket 768, straight out of Washington State. From Old Tube Radio. But it was good letting me know. Y'all take care out there. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Rocket.
Yeah, I never even heard of Old Tube Radio Network, so I'm going to have to Google it right now and see what you guys are all about there.
Yeah, oldtuberadio.net. The video stream is up. Look for the lit 6L6 tube. There'll be a link to the video. And we are going to be checking in the tube radios in about 2 minutes. Everybody's sounding good. We've got some good audio. You're going to make John, you're going to make MMM a little bit jealous with that audio coming through. We're back in moments.
Right on, man. Well, I don't have a tube radio hooked up here, so I won't check in. But I'll sit here and listen to you and see how it goes since it's something new. And I think your name was Dennis. Dennis, you have a good one out there. 45 kilo up here in Washington. Back quiet. Yeah,
that was smooth audio.
Around the bay.
183.
I'll just check in here. So I'm
mighty smooth.
But good to hear you there. 183.
Smooth up in my receive. Rocket 768 up here in Washington State, just letting you know.
Yeah, Washington State sounds good.
Hey, thanks for the bump down there. Y'all have yourself a good time with your old tube radios. I wish I had one, but I don't. Anyways, enjoy the talk show there. Rocket 768, and I'm stepping back. Around Cisco, smoking, and that ain't no joking. Making all kinds of good noise up here in the northwest corner tonight. Rocket, backwoods, Washington State, and I'm waving at you, 183. You have yourself a good one until we do it again. Rocket 768 up here in Washington State.
Well, you heard it. The DX map did not lie. The band is alive on the west coast. Here we go.
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you on
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, man, they're sounding loud. I hope that is not too distorted. Everybody is enjoying the weather out by the pool. We got some good stuff in the green room tonight, and I know the hot radios are going to be checking in. OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network. And before we start, I want to go ahead and get the Robin T123 checked in. Chrissy's sounding very good on the radio tonight. So OTR is standing by. We are listening, Channel 11, oldtuberadio.net, and your tube radios are the star of the program. We're listening.
Number 10.
Hey, number 10, give it a shot, over.
Yes, I'd like to check in my Robin 123B, made in Japan. It's 11 tubes, and it's a good, strong radio. They can take a beating and still keep going.
They do. Sounding really good here into Central California, the T123B. The Green Machine, the Panasonic second chassis that was, I believe, plate modulated, and as Chrissy just told us, 11 tubes, including that 12AX7 in the modulator and a 6BQ5 for the power output. If you can still hear me, Chrissy, take another transmission before you go. Over.
Yeah, no problem. As well, he's the one who fixed this up and able to send it my way. I want to thank him for it as well. So it's going strong.
It's going strong, and it's sounding good, and you're amazing everybody on the video chat. They're thinking, wasn't Chrissy just here? And they're saying, wait, that's Chrissy on the radio checking in. You're sounding good, over.
Thank you for the compliments. I really appreciate it.
All right, from the Batman movies and everywhere else, I love a radio that matches my shirt. Thank you for starting us off. And that's like a double check-in. The Robin T123B, Chrissy is one of our longtime listeners and checking in from Idaho. Thank you, number 10, over.
I really do appreciate it.
And what I think is cool is that she's actually being able to hear the likes of me and through all the stations that are in Northern California and Southern California and on San Francisco, the lowly Old Tube Radio Network beaconing through on the Robin T123B. My name is Dennis Net Control, and we are listening for your Old Tube radios.
Number 7.
All right, number 7. Maybe we can return the favor and have the Central Valley beaconing up to wherever the skip land may be. Take a transmission, over.
The good old, big old green Tram TR27E. Looks like everything's working. Shows power out anyway. We got a big 5x7 speaker and the Electro Voice microphone attached.
All right, EV Microphonium will log you in at 917. And the even more green machine, the Tram TR27E, the last model before the Titan came out, doing a good job. Give us another transmission, over.
Well, thank you. Yeah, luckily just a few tubes had to be replaced, and it's the only thing I've ever had to do to it since I've gotten it. So many years worth of use and just a couple of tubes. Not bad.
Not bad at all. The big S meter, where I might be, 20 over, 30 over. We're only about a mile apart.
Yeah, you get up in there, but this thing goes to 60 over, and nobody's been able to do that yet. I think you'd have to park underneath the antenna to do that.
All right, well, sounding good. The Tram TR27E only had to change a few tubes. Now, if you took a look at the ad from 1963, not only you could change the tubes, but they actually give you a service tip. Service tip number 1. I'll just read it. It says, when tuning the 31.5 megacycle first conversion receive oscillator coil, which is L2, tune for maximum DC voltage at pin 7 of the 6BK7, that's valve number 2. Then looking at the coil from the bottom of the set, turn the slug counterclockwise to drop the grid on pin 7 voltage by 2 volts. This results in optimum oscillator stability. Do you realize that the lawyers, this is 1963, in 2022, the lawyers would not let them put a service tip in there now without probably all sorts of lines of verbiage about unplugging the radio and we're not liable for you shocking yourself and everything else.
Yeah, I could just picture the disclaimers. You'd have to be a whole book of them before you could even get to the operation portion. Yeah, it would be horrible. Of course, they would probably figure you would have a vacuum tube voltmeter at the same time.
Oh, that is true. Tram Electronics out there in Winnisquam, New Hampshire. Let me put a shot of the radio back up, and I should make a note once it gets back in the frame here that the radio, if you're seeing the picture at oldtuberadio.net or watching the YouTube video, this is indeed the radio that we are listening to that is keying down on the frequency right now. Take another transmission. Thanks for Radio 2 tonight. Back to you.
Oh, and thank you as always. I'll sit back and listen for a bit because, man, too many tubes warming up makes the room kind of warm.
Yeah, tell me about it. Don't need tubes to make the room warm tonight. The Tram TR27E, checking in from 1963, sounding good here in 2022. The Old Tube Radio Network standing by.
How about that OTR?
This is that OTR. Take a transmission. I think that's the number 4. It's sounding good. Hey, not a problem. You'll be number 3 on the list. What I'm going to do is find, I think we got a brochure, but we do have a stack of radios. This is one of the rare ones. We don't get a lot of these checking in. And I'm not sure in the scheme of things between the Mark IIs and the Mark IIIs and all of that, what the production numbers were on this particular radio. But there it is, the Golden Eagle, Browning Golden Eagle Mark IV, a rare bird, the pun intended. The audio is sounding good. Back to you for transmission.
Yeah, I'm glad everything's still working good. You know what I noticed in that picture is it appears to me it's missing the Golden Eagle on the speaker cover. And I'm not wondering if Harvey didn't get that and stick it on his custom microphone he's always talking about.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I see. It does look a little plain on the speaker, and they wouldn't be putting out a radio like that, especially when they have the great Flying Eagle on the Mark III, that it wouldn't be there. I'm looking for a courtesy. I don't see a courtesy on this radio, so I don't know where the picture came from. I know it's not one of our local pictures, but I think your radio is representing the picture and the sound quite well. We are definitely trying to stay on top of it. The Browning Golden Eagle Mark IV, this came out probably either late 76 or I'm showing 1977. In 1977 dollars, it was real close to $900, about $450 a pop for each unit. And I think we've said this before, in 1977, that was probably the price of a used Pinto. So had you not bought the used Pinto, but bought the Browning Mark IV, probably have a better deal, and no doubt you would still have the radio, and it wouldn't do any bad things. Give us one more transmission. It's sounding good from near Sangertown.
Yeah, that was a lot of money back then, that's for sure. The radio, like I said, I really appreciate Army keeping it up and running. I didn't realize it was such a rare item when I got it from my buddy's garage. But I sure do enjoy talking on the old Tube Radio Network once a week. Thanks a lot, Dennis, and I hope you guys have a great evening.
All right, the old Tube Radio Network here on Channel 1127-085, something we've been doing since around 1985. We're also at oldtuberadio.net, beaconing there and on the YouTube. So you can actually watch the replay of the video and give yourself your very own radio check. Looking good here on OTR. And somebody says they're watching OTR on, is it P4? I don't even know what that is, on a big TV and sitting in a big fluffy chair. Well, I'm sorry, I'll back away from the television set. We'll try and keep more radios and less of the net controller. OTR is standing by, and we are listening for radio number 4. That's what I need. I need to spruce up the radio room here, put one of those big monitors behind. You know what we do have? Do I have power? I don't know if I have power. Oh, yeah, okay. We got power to the 223. I don't think it'll mess up turning it on, so we'll do a little decoration that way. The 102 behind me isn't on. The 240D isn't powered up, but we'll be standing by. Listening for Radio 4. Oh, we haven't heard from the jingle singers. I had to round them out. Everybody's out. Nobody's inside. They're all out at the pool or whatever. So I think we have a quorum of singers. And so we will say, this is your old Tube Radio Network. And take it away, Studio B.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, your favorite slot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
Listening for radio number 4.
60.
Hello, Joe, making a little receive adjustment there. Let me log you in at 9. I set my beverage in front of the big Micronta LCD clock. I can see what time it is. At 9:26, I think, here on the West Coast time. Let's get back to the control room. Take it. Did you hear Chrissy on the radio? It sounded great on that Robin T123B. Go ahead, take a transmission. Tell us what you got.
Yeah, 10-4, we sure did. We were listening to every word I could pick up on. Yeah, it was great. I'm on my pretty little blue radio there, Dennis. My little, from World Radio Labs, the Hustler radio. I was just kind of looking her over there a little bit there to kind of see her fundamentals, what she's got on the backside, and not too much. Not too much other than it is plugged on the AC side. It could be a mobile too if I had the right plug to it. Nothing fancy on it. We got your volume, your squelch, and of course your channel selector and your little tuner there. We are on a Turner Plus 3 desk mic, Dennis.
It is sounding good. I've got the one and only picture. It's really a good picture, and I'm pretty sure it's probably representative of what you have. You may have, it looks like there's a mobile bracket, which you may or may not have. This has the blue microphone in, which your radio did have. You have since modified it to put in the microphonium that you are using. It sounds good. World Radio Labs, WRL, a very famous company from, was it Leo Meyerson, doing WRL for ham radio people, putting in the giant boat anchor, high current, high volume, high power radios, and just sort of toning it down and bluing it out for the Class D 11-meter radio, but doing a good job of keeping it sounding good. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you much, Dennis. Yeah, not bad for a little 7-tube outfit. I think it's about 7 tubes and 8 channels. And doggone it, this one does have the original mobile bracket. I could just about see this one under my dash, maybe of an old 59 Ford, a good metal bracket. A dashboard where a guy could hang this one up. Boy, it would look nice under there. But this one has the original microphone, the little blue microphone, and the original bracket.
Yeah, I don't have information on that. It probably needs a cord, a special plug in the back to adapt it for 12 volt. Not sure if it went 6 volt DC. I'm thinking by 1959 and the old Fairlane 500 there, you probably didn't have a 6 volt system. But if you put it in your 55 Crown Victoria, you probably would need the 6 volt conversion. It looks good. I think you're tuned in to us, channel 11. You got an extra little crystal socket, so we'll have to find, Harvey, we'll have to see if we can find you a channel 11 crystal where you can just have that OTR night. You just go to the crystal position and you are ready to go. Over.
Roger D. Yeah, we'll have to get with him on that. But I appreciate you letting me check in the Hustler. Doggone it, we always enjoy talking on this one. And you know what? It's been a real dependable little radio. Doesn't take long to warm up. Those 7 tubes heat up pretty quick. And she's ready to go there in about 5 minutes. Yeah, we're really enjoying this one. Thanks for letting me check this one in, Dennis.
Yeah, well, I think we recommend like 2 to 5 minutes when you turn them on, let the tubes warm up, and the radio will be happy. That's the thing about transistors and tubes. Transistors got to have heat sinks, and you need fans, and it's got to be cool. I mean, working in the broadcast industry like I do, when you have transistor stuff, the rooms have got to be 68 degrees. Well, if it goes to 78 degrees, the equipment, you don't care about the people, but the equipment has to keep cool. Now, tubes, on the other hand, they don't care if it's 102 degrees. They will work just fine. So keep that in mind here during the summers in the Central Valley, that your tube radio is not complaining when it's 102 degrees. So go in there and check them in. Thanks for radio number 4.
Dennis?
This is the basic Dennis, over.
I had the volume down. Channel 11 crystal for what?
Oh, I'm saying Joe, let me put the picture back up, has that, the WRL Hustler. And I notice it has a crystal position, but I don't know if it would take a straight 27085, because then he'd have like an OTR. He could go around willy-nilly shooting DX on his Hustler, but on Saturday evenings he would just flip the switch up to crystal and he'd be ready to go.
Well, one of the positions in there is channel 11. There's one inside.
Oh, that's true. All right. Well, I wasn't thinking of that. I'm thinking that does that change the tuning? I'm assuming the spotter. No, I guess that's right. It's just for transmit, because you did have to be crystal controlled. So, Joe, I don't know what I'm thinking. Of course, you're already crystal controlled for channel 11. You just wouldn't have to turn the knob. You wouldn't have to remember what number it was. The old Tube Radio Network. What's going on? We have enough people. Some people came back to get some of the goodies here so we're rounding them around the RCA 44 ribbon microphones back in about 20 seconds.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, the friendliest station for you by far is known to all as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The the station for you is
OTR.
Yeah, just looking at the REA meter, showing because we got those negative 100 peaks that it would go into clipping, but it really doesn't. If you listen on the air, the phase rotator's helping out on the Wheatstone to keep the over-the-air signal sounding good and allowing us to get a little bit more than 100% positive peaks. But enough about that. We want your positive peaks on your tube radio. We're listening for number 5.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR, go ahead, please.
Hey, Dennis, Tony again. I was trying to wait for the end of the show, but I'm kind of dozing off here. Thing sounded any better? I took that power mic off. How am I sounding now?
It sounds okay. Now you're probably a little undermodulated, but I hear you just fine. There's no random noise. I think that other microphone was fine. It just sounded like it was turned up a little bit too high.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. Yeah, like I said, I apologize. I was trying to wait for the end of the show for this, but starting to doze off here, and I just thought I'd jump in real quick. If you don't mind. Anyway, great show again tonight. Really enjoyed.
Okay, that is not a problem. One of the reasons we are also here is for technical assistance, microphone checks, items of interest, modes of operation, that kind of stuff. So perfectly okay. And I know a lot of people heard you before the program started, so they'll make the thing. I hear you just fine. So either with it or without it, my guess is it probably just needs another notch or two of less gain on the preamp mic, and you should be fine. That's where it almost sounded like you had a Roger beep turned on, but the noise was sort of random, but it didn't cover you up. So thanks. Let me go to where's all my handy little stuff here? The SWL list, which is on my item of interest, and we will go to SWL 5252 and say hello to pro tip: don't take your radio into the pool. We do like those handy tips. Aaron is giving us the I don't even go near the pool if I'm going to be on the radio because of what happened not too long ago, which I actually think is probably still archived on a video somewhere.
Test 1 2 audio.
This is the test 1 2 audio frequency.
Like gangbusters.
Yeah, sounding good here on the old tube radio network. We're listening for radio numbers 5, or is it 6? Make that radio 5. And Richard, are they really trying FT8 on 27075? I guess that's right, because 28075 or abouts there where it might be happening. That'll be interesting. I hope they don't do that here. It might be a little bit annoying. Yeah, Uncle Harold, I don't even know when that was. I'm not sure if it was February, March, April, May. I'm not sure. Maybe it's, I don't know what they do. I don't know if they just, you can only have 10 weeks and then they fall off or whatever. Maybe it's been deleted. All right, we have a radio. Let me find the list, and I am going to put in Mr. Hustler for Radio 5. Go ahead. Over.
Thank you much, Dennis. Well, we got this one here warmed up pretty good. We'd like to check in on Robin 123B. I think this is 11 tubes. And I'm not going to say 23 channels because it has a kit in it, Dennis. And got a couple of micro switches here in front that give me those extra 10 channels that are in this radio. Now, I think we're doing about 5 watts on this one, and we're on a D104 Lollipop.
Robin T123B. All right, we're returning the favor. Returning the favor of Central Valley, the great 123B we heard at the top of the check-in period here. Well, we'll call it, it says Robin 23 channels, citizen band transceiver. We'll call it 23 citizen channels plus. So I'm assuming that with the switches, you don't lose any channels, right? I mean, are you gaining some other frequencies, but losing the something from 1 through 23?
No, Dennis, we got them all. We got the 23 plus, and that's about right. When we go with the switches there, we gain back channel 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and so forth. But with the switches in the position that it's in now, we got this channel here, and down below, we got the other channels. So kind of a weird setup here, but other than that, we got a pretty red light flashing, and we do have our text light on. And when I use my PA speaker, my amber light comes on, my external speaker, and that does work fine. Other than that, Dennis, doggone it, we are on a desk mic. This is D104 Lollipop. It is powered, and that about does it for this one.
Sounds good. Really good audio, and I agree. Someone asked, who was it? Joe's Robin sounding good, excellent tonight with the other microphone. So what is the microphone you're using on that again?
This is D104. It's a desk mic, D104 Lollipop.
Okay, good. I mean, I think you've got it set perfectly for maximum audio. If you want to be loud, without distortion or going over the top, you've got it set perfectly, and it really pushes your voice out. No matter what channel you might be on, I'm sure it's making the mod light. Let me get the close-up shot here. Let's go to super close, extreme close-up. It is external speaker mod. So that little red light must be blinking.
Yeah. Here lately, it's been doing pretty good. We got a quarter wave. We got about a quarter, I think, open on the desk mic, and I thought we might leave it at a quarter. Check the battery. Got good voltage on the battery, and we think we went through the wiring on the mic, but we did change the microphone. Since the last time that it was kind of skipping out on, and I have a little work I need to do on that one. But Dennis, thank you for letting me check this one in, the Robin T123B.
It is my pleasure to put you down for Radio 5 tonight, the Robin T123 Bravo 11 tubes produced by Robin, or produced by Panasonic, one of the Panasonic chassis for Robin, and it was one of the more deluxe radios. Had all the meters, or all the lights and switches. 11 tubes. It looks like at oldtuberadio.com there is an operator's manual and a schematic, and it will go 12-volt DC with the proper cable. Showed up in 1972. In 1976, the last production run, because, of course, it was on the 23-channel radio chassis, and they had to switch over to 40 channels per the FCC. Thanks for bringing it by. And Chrissy, thanks for that, letting us know that we were talking about that. SWL7 Ed, when he was on the Tram TR27E, right after Chrissy's check-in, making those conditions were still in. So Ed, you were making it up the hill, the big hill into Idaho. They said you sounded great.
Breaker.
Yeah, Breaker, go ahead. This is the Old Tube Radio Network.
Hello, Old Tube Radio Network. Well, that's a nice sounding radio. Thought I'd butt in there and let you know. This Sanchez out here around Oregon. Figured I'd say hello and bump it down your way.
All right, sounding good. We are here in Central California doing the Old Tube Radio Net, something we've been doing for over about 37 years. We're live streaming at oldtuberadio.net right now. We've got a live video going on, so thanks for joining us. If you ever hear us beaconing up the state and you have one of the tube radios, feel free to bring it by, but stop by anytime. And we are getting... we are getting that almost like 6-meter skip now, where stations are coming in at 20 over, and then all of a sudden they will be gone. Let me find the DX map. Here's the DX map. You'll only see it on the video. We're close to where it says DM07 here on OTR, and it's open. We're, let's see, open up to Arizona, all up and down the West Coast, Oregon, Washington, in through Idaho, out near Colorado, maybe some Montana as well. So, and look at the numbers, 60, 50, 54. That is 6-meter territory. And an 81, that's encroaching on the FM broadcast band. That's how far open the DX conditions are tonight. The Old Tube Radio Network standing by.
Well, I appreciate you saying hello, and I'll get out of your guys' way. You guys take care. Have a good rest of your weekend. Sanchez around Oregon's gone and quiet.
All right, Sanchez, nice audio, 20 over on the S-meter here at the Old Tube Radio Network. Drop by any time when you hear the Old Tube Radio Network from Central California beaconing through.
Well, I appreciate it. Appreciate the flowers. Old Tube Radio Network. I'll have to check that out. You take care. I'll see ya.
All right, yeah, there's the video. You can watch the replay. And in about, on the tube site, about 90 minutes in, you will hear your great audio and even give yourself a radio check. I put the S-meter up for you. And we are listening for radio number 6, tube radio number 6, OTR standing by. Go ahead, Harvey, over.
Tell me that I'm more than 19 over.
Let's see. I'm going to put the full screen S-meter, and everyone can give you a radio check. Go ahead.
Well, no, the guy in Oregon's 20, so I'm afraid I might be just 19.
All right. Well, if you saw the S-meter for Sanchez in Oregon, he was pushing 20 over. You are peaking up to S8. Over.
Yeah, I kind of thought so. Yeah. Okay, I'll have one to check in, but I'm going to wait till near the end because it's not going to be even 8.
All right, GSW's given you a 19.5. It's like the Russian judges on a swimming competition. You may not make the gold ribbon, but you're going to be close. But you got good audio. Your audio sounds like 19.5.
That's because I'm on steroids.
All right. Well, we're definitely getting some of that E-skip now, and like I said, I've never seen numbers that big on the DX list. And 10 meters is open, 6 meters is open, and 11 is working pretty good. OTR standing by, and we're listening for radio number 6.
748, West Coast Canada.
We're even here on the west coast of Canada. Albert and the boys from BC can't be far behind here.
How about that one? 748, West Coast of Canada, evening wave.
I can't believe some of these numbers up in the 70s and 80s. We are getting into, you might be able to go to your FM radio, anybody's DX FM broadcast band, you might be hearing some stations on open frequencies like, 88.1, 88.3, some FM coming in from some far off stations.
I think what Harvey needs to do is put his big antenna up so I can hear him up here.
Yeah, Harvey, did you hear that? I mean, Dwayne would like you to put up a real antenna. I know people tell me the same thing.
Yeah, I was waiting for Dwayne to say something like that. Yeah, well, maybe late summer, early fall, I might.
there's another station in there too that heard 748 West Coast of Canada, waiting for that other station right there. She's flipping and flopping out there. She's flipping and flopping 748, trying to stay in the beat.
And you can, as you listen, you hear the stations, they'll be at S3, and all of a sudden they'll be at 20 over. Big stuff. And this is the beginning of cycle 25, so maybe we won't be talking local next year. I can hear it when the skip isn't in. Go ahead, over.
Okay. I have to use the modulator. Okay. The Crystal Executive CTZ 100C.
Good evening. Number 30 up here.
I hear you, Harvey, so don't go away.
Okay, I won't go away.
Shut down. Was that an international crystal manufacturer, an ICM?
Roger. ICM 100 Charlie.
One Mobile in the corner. Get that down.
All right, I'm looking for a picture. Now, we got one. It says it's from Paul's collection. Let me find it here. All right, we're good. And I hear you without it, but like I said, it's getting noisy, so you might need the little helper, putting the full screen on. There we go. All right, it's up and running, over.
Okay, it's supposed to be a 12-channel radio, but the person that had it before me, I guess, put 23 channels on it, and it's got the smaller Browning 23S9 type dial on it.
Okay, I see. I was going to say, it doesn't look like it's 23, but I see the channel selector right in the center. Looks like it might be illuminated somehow and doing the crystals, whether they're on the rotary socket or not. The speaker right in the front. The tune, I'm not sure what's going on with that tune switch, and then your variable receive on the non-crystal part.
Roger. I don't know if you can hear me. Below the channel selector modulation light, the tune switch is 3 positions, tune for 23 channels, then position 1 and 2 are crystal receive.
How about out there, Norris?
Okay, so it's tune, then crystal receive 1 and 2. Boy, you need a book to run that thing, and then operate and calibrate. So is calibrate your tune mode?
Roger, calibrate's like the spot position. I'm going to put 23 channels in. Good job. And I have the internal speaker meter hooked up to it from International Crystal. The special big bad boy speaker meter.
Looking good. I think I have a reverse view of this radio. Yeah, let me do that, because this is pretty cool. This is the backside of the radio with the transistors. I'm thinking that might be for DC conversion. The fuse, there's a mic gain. It gives you all the tube complement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, only 7 tubes. The power and push to reset. Do you ever have to push to reset?
No, I don't. But instead of 7 tubes, this one has 9. There are 2 tubes in the speaker meter box because you need those 2 tubes to get the meter to work.
All right, speaker meter. And yeah, I bet this radio, someone mentioned it could be similar to the size of the ICO 760. I'm thinking it might be. I don't know. It's sometimes the pictures are deceiving here. So speaker meter. I'm assuming that would probably match with a lot of the executive radios. I mean, there are a lot of them, 150 and whatever. So that would be the attachment that goes with most of the ICM CTZ models, then, right?
Roger. If there's an accessory socket in the back of the radio, then the speaker meter will work with it. The only interesting thing is, well, one interesting thing, it does not turn off the internal speaker. So if I put my head just in the right spot, I have mono stereo.
You're kidding. So when you plug it in, it does not mute to the other speaker?
Not on this one. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, I'm teed up. That's not going to work.
Okay, interesting. And, you know, I heard that. Just as an aside here, I thought I heard Dwayne talking to somebody. He was actually chatting with 23 Skidoo out on the coast. So the Central Valley is working out to the Central Coast. That's funny. So the D201 made it up to the Robin T123B. I didn't hear Mitch, but I definitely did hear Dwayne on part of that. So good deal.
Roger. The speaker meter has a S-meter adjust control, so you can zero it, and a 3-position sensitivity switch, which only affects the needle, doesn't affect the actual receive.
All right, and you know what? I found a picture in the Rolodex. Here it is. Super cool. Now that's interesting. It looks like it might have 2 separate speakers on either side of the meter. This is very cool. What a great addition to that radio. I can't put both pictures on at the same time, but I'm just concerned about those 2 little small speaker grills. So tell us, does it actually have 2 speakers mounted in that box?
No. One 5x7 automotive rear deck type speaker. 5x7 speaker. Now there's a control in the back pot, and I'm not even sure what that does. I don't think it adjusts the audio, and I don't think it adjusts the meter. But if anybody can hear me out there, if somebody's got a manual on this speaker box or instructions on it, if they can get that posted or whatever, so I can get a copy one way or the other, I'd appreciate it. Because I've got several of these speaker meter boxes for the other ICMs that I have, so. And Cliff will be getting one shortly also. So he'd probably appreciate some instruction.
All right, very nice. What is the other item that it's measuring? It's got a 0 meter, and then you've got 4,440. And I'm just wondering what other things it measures.
That, even though it doesn't say, well, wait, it says it's the range position. And all I can determine, because your audio and your received sound doesn't change, but the needle goes up and down. If I put it in 40, I think you almost slam it over, and then 400, you're about half scale, and then 4,000, it's way to the left, so I'm not sure. That's why I'd like manual or instructions on it.
All right, yeah, because it doesn't really calibrate. When you look at how the meter, it's at 150 or 60, so you'd think it would be 15, 150, 1500, or 60, 600, 6,000, but I don't know where they get the 40. Very interesting. All right, if we're looking at the picture, this is the speaker S meter that goes, I guess, in line or next to, and I'll bring the radio back up, the CTZ 1000. So it matches probably very nicely the radio. You put the two together and you have lots of speakers. So that 5x7 is mounted in the back of the box. They just leave a little space on either side of the meter for the audio to come out. So hopefully it sounds good. It is radio number 6, International Crystal Manufacturing. I was looking for a model year that this came out. I can't really find it. But yeah, showing the 9 tubes, a 12AX7, and all the rest 6-volt tubes, 6AQ5, and 12-volt DC and 6-volt DC. So that gives me a clue that this is very possibly 1961 or before.
Roger. Oh, you'll love this. 2 tubes in the back, in between the speaker and the meter. They stand up on the circuit board. And they are a 12AF6, Alpha Foxtrot 6, and a 12 BL6, Bravo Lima 6. Now, Cliff speaker, when it arrived, had the tubes in the opposite position. So I thought, oh, am I glad I didn't plug that in. Then I looked up the tubes. They're interchangeable. Now, why they didn't use the same tube in each position is probably because there's a slight difference, but the tube substitution book says they're interchangeable. Since I have a couple of these speakers, I checked, and the positions my tubes were in were all the same, so I switched Cliff's, and his works great too. And it's got a 4-wire, about 2.5 to 3 foot unshielded cable that, and I mean, the wires are shielded, but there's nothing around the 4 wires, you know, between the radio and the speaker meter box. So I kind of wondered about that voltage-wise. Well, I looked up the tubes. They are special tubes. They are 12-volt heater, 12-volt grid, 12-volt plates. So you better have those 2 tubes.
Interesting. And so it's getting the power from the connecting cable from the radio, I'm assuming. And just quickly, and someone asked what the radio is. The International Crystal Manufacturing is a company. This is the executive, what we're looking at here and talking about is the speaker meter box. I'm trying to think if it has an actual number. ICM speaker S meter. Oh, that's from Bob Milam's collection. And then he's talking on the CTZ 100. So are the tubes, is it an audio amplifier? What are those tubes doing?
Well, I assume that since the radio doesn't have a meter inside, those tubes are used to pick up the signal from inside and get it to work with the meter. However, what really bothers me about it is I've seen some radios like this where they've taken the speaker out and they stuck a small meter like a general radio telephone size S meter, the similar size to what are in the Super MC series and it's in the smaller ones too. That size meter, I've seen them. In fact, I might have a radio with that in it, but it doesn't have these tubes. So I'm trying to figure out how they did that. But I don't know if that radio with the meter stuck in place of the speaker, I'm not sure if it has the accessory socket in the back for this one. So I don't know what they did. some technician somewhere went, well, I guess I could pick up a signal here for this little dinky meter and get it to work. Because that radio that I have, that international crystal radio I have that has that meter, the meter works. So, don't know. But that's what I assume those tubes are for. Now, one could be an audio amp, but I don't think that's the function of the tube.
All right, good enough. No big mystery, but and then you think, well, there's more tubes in there, so it's got to be doing something. But I think the idea that, yeah, it has to be an extension of the radio. However, well, they'd already be in, like, the Halicrafters, the CB3A, that's only a 7-tube radio, and it has the external meter, but it plugs into the radio. But of course, it's not using any extra tubes for that. I think those radios are only 7 tubes, So very, very interesting. Sounds good. It's got very nice audio. It plays well with the modulator, and that's a pretty cool match between the radio and the big S meter. A good way to, and it is calibrated. I looked at the extreme close-up. It is calibrated like an S meter. I thought maybe it was dBm or something, but it gets S9, and then you've got 60 over. We're not sure about the top calibration, but we will find out. Back to you for another transmission. It is almost that time for counting and amounting. I can't believe it, on a very skip-filled OTR evening.
Hey, Roger. Okay, the tubes are remote cutoff pintos. So I'm pretty sure that they're not for audio, but you never know. Okay, I got one more, and that's it.
All right, sounding good. I am checking to see if the jingle singers, we have enough to do what they need to do, and yes, we do, on your old tube radio network.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
All right, I think that was Joe coming in there with their Radio 7, so it's probably warmed up. Give it a transmission over.
You're still solid up there, Dennis.
Okay, Dennis. Yeah, we didn't. I guess we should have held up a little bit. This one doesn't just take off right off the bat. Johnson Messenger 2. Dennis, I'd like to check in. 10 tubes, 10 channels on a D104 Lollipop.
All right, sounding good. Did you hear Dwayne pop in there and says we're all still sounding good up in Idaho? Looking for the Messenger 2. I used to have it, Messenger 2, right there. And one more time, let me head over to the DX list, see what's happening. The path is starting. The DX path is starting to narrow down. See, the numbers are going down to 40, 30, but it is still moving up into Idaho, central Washington, moving west out into Nevada. But it's starting, there's our area right there. We're right at the edge. We are right at the edge. So I expect conditions might be falling out here in a little bit. You just never know the way the clouds are forming, but really nice with the DX. And I am looking for that radio for you, Joe. Let me pop it in, and there's the picture for the SWLs. Take a transmission.
Thank you much. Thank you much, Dennis. The old black face, Johnson Messenger. Doggone it, real nice little radio. Unfortunately, doggone it, we got a little helper on it. It might it might be pretty good after conditions do start to kind of slam on us. Like I said, 10 tubes, 10 channels. We've got everything pretty well set on it. We've got the volume control, the squelch, and I think the squelch is might be backwards in a sense, but the little neon light shows that I am doing a little modulating.
You got to have that neon modulation light. And Richard, I think that was one of Harvey's earlier questions about the schematic, saying that he didn't have one, and it was a bit frustrating because he was having trouble finding one, so he put out a call. If anybody does have a schematic for that International Crystal Manufacturing speaker S-meter, Harvey would definitely appreciate getting his hands on one or a copy thereof. The Messenger 2. Updated from the Viking Messenger, the Messenger 1 white face. This was the black face. Not sure exactly all what they did, but it's still 10 tubes. They added a couple of transmit channels. They dropped the 6-volt model, but you can still get a 12-volt and a 117-volt AC. And it sounds pretty darn good for radio number 7. Over.
Thank you much, sir, Dennis. Yeah, we first got to warming it up there. We didn't have any sound, so we got a little worried. I had the mic disconnected. This one doesn't work without, that mic's got to be plugged in to receive. And then I was afraid of getting a little shock. So I had to turn the radio off, and I didn't want to take any chances. But I think everything worked out okay. I won't disconnect this microphone anymore. But other than that, Dennis, thanks for letting me check this one in, the Johnson Messenger, blackface.
Very good, dear.
It's sounding good. The Messenger blackface for our Radio 7. Dwayne, let me answer your question about the DX map. This is something that Superloop, that Greg turned us on to. The URL, dxmaps.com. And then this is the spotting portion. But I think you can just go to dxmaps.com, and you can get the map, and then you can sign in. I think, just get a user name and a password, and you can get some more info on it. But that's the DX Maps. And it's sort of real-time. I don't know how they do it, but it's this real-time map of what's going on. This afternoon, there was absolutely nothing across the West Coast. And as we are here this evening, and I'll put up the map again, you can see the numbers change. The map goes all over the world. I'm going to slide it over. There's what's happening on the East Coast. Normally, the East Coast and the Midwest is ripping and roaring, and then if you back out, you can see what's happening in Europe and elsewhere. But trying not to make you seasick, that's what's happening. We have the conditions right now. It's the West Coast is the item of interest. Also want to say hello to who stopped by. Who was ringing the doorbell? Big Rich 6520 staying up late here on OTR. We're just showing the DX map. We've had some decent DX going on. I'm counting and amounting, but there's room for more on the list.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR. I bet this is for an SWL. Let me bring out the list and take a transmission.
You know who it is. 131, Mr. Reed.
All right, yeah, I'm putting the 131 in my check-in mode and pulling the lever. Well, wait a minute. It's trying to pull the lever. Still trying to pull the lever. Okay, it won't let me. Oh, there it is. Finally. Okay, you are checked in.
Thank you, Dennis.
I'm just realizing our check-in thing is like 12-year-old technology. No wonder it doesn't want to work. Anybody else for the Old Tube Radio Network before we say goodbye radio tonight? You can try it. Why not? I'm in the floral July, it's 100-degree shirt. We don't have, I do have a pocket. You know what? I feel bad. I didn't think I had a pocket in the shirt, so I left the pocket protector far away. We could have done a pocket thing tonight. Well, go ahead. I still feel nerdy, even without the pocket protector. Go ahead.
Well, since since I basically have one all the time, you can always borrow mine. Okay, the Browning Golden Beagle R68T68 Browning Lavatories, the usual one, the one that's pretty much always on here.
Your go-to radio, what do they call it? The daily driver, and it is, and probably the one that they're hearing in the Skipland tonight. Over.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound as sweet as my other one. The Browning Golden Bagel sounds a little sweeter than the Beagle.
Well, it's all in the ear of the beholder, no doubt.
You got that right. Okay. We will catch you next week then. I'll be done.
Okay, indeed. Yeah, Foxman 362. This is one of these really old shirts, and it's really nice material, so it just, everything lays, nice and flat. And so the hidden pocket, how do they do it? Well, like, yeah, kind of, they put, it's not, I guess I don't know that. Anyway, how do you not know you have a pocket? What am I saying? Oh, the Jingle Singers, no, they're not done. It's the fanfare coming up next. Anybody else from OTR? And the band is still open, so let me clear out of here. We'll clear the frequency. Maybe some other people want to do some skip. I bet it's 38 lowers is up and running. Maybe we'll ask WL a few, see if the 10-meter beacons as we go out of here. And I could listen in on a 6, but I don't have a decent antenna. The band is sort of closing down. OTR standing by.
See how much better this one sounds?
It's a little crisper, if that's a possible word.
Because I keep the microphone in the crisper part of the refrigerator.
Yeah, it's very clear. Has clear Audi Type O.
Well, the other one sits closer to the modulator. This one's a little farther away. So it might not pick up as much hum and stuff like that. There we go. And I turned down the modulator. Okay. Alrighty, this is the bagel, but you don't have to include it on your list.
Oh my gosh, now we're getting gray line from Hawaii, so maybe it is time to jump on out of here. Your old tube radio network. Let's do it here.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR totals.
All right, current and final totals. I see Mr. Cobra has joined us, SWL13. Add him to the mix. That gives us 9 check-ins now on page 1, 21 on page 2, 18 on page 3. And okay, things are blowing up here. I didn't count page 4, so hold on a second. Maybe that's what they were saying. Page 4. Okay, 28. So let's put that up there. So that gives us a total of 30, is that correct? And 46, 76 shortwave listeners checking in tonight. Oh, and we added one. If you're playing the home game, go to 93 on page 4 and add in the ever-popular Sal C. out there in southern New Jersey joining us tonight on the old tube radio side. And I say it all the time. You don't need to have there's no special handshake or secret stuff, the numbers that you need. If you do have a radio, though, you don't have to have a number, but if you got a radio, figure out how to check it in. We heard from Idaho tonight. We heard from, I think, Oregon and Washington checking in. We heard relays from the West Coast to Idaho and various stations. So it's all good. And we are here to promote the use and distribute information about CB radios and also to recreate the sound and what it might have been like back when these radios were brand new. And the feel, maybe many of you remember the days when you could just converse on your CB radio and not have any issues, not have any problems, except for the skip. Reading the list so I can get out of here and go to where it's air conditioned down in the green room. We had 9 radios tonight, and the Brownings came on hot and heavy at the last, taking the most heard manufacturer, but we had some great radios, including the Robin T123B, the one that was beaconing from afar. We heard Dwayne, we heard Chrissy. Chrissy officially checking it in. She stopped by early, but officially checking it in for our first radio tonight. Sounding good, followed by the Tram TR27E as we were returning the favor from Fresno, from Central California up to Oregon. Thank you, Ed, for the Tram TR27E. Radio number 3, Sean in Sanger on the Browning Golden Eagle Mark IV, getting the Browning Laboratories started on the hunt as most heard manufacturer. WRL, that's World Radio Labs, the Blue Hustler from SWL60, The Hustler, checking in tonight. Thanks for Radio 4. Also Radio 5, the Robin T123 Bravo. 1960, 61 perhaps, the International Crystal Manufacturing, ICM. And I think they were still in business up through maybe a couple of years ago when they closed down. The CTZ100C with the matching speaker S-meter combination. Nice looking old radio. It's like old cars. You know, the old cars that have the space age dashboards and the oval steering wheels and the clever little hidden pointy things that poke your eye out when you're in there, but they look cool. It's like these radios. They really did figure out how, where to put the knobs and how to make them look space age and all of that. So pretty cool. Back in the good old mid-century modern decor. The E.F. Johnson Messenger, and I got 223, and that is wrong. It's the Messenger TWO. I must have been looking behind me. It's the Messenger 2. Thank you, Joe, for that. Radio 7, Radio 8, the Browning R68 T68. I think that was the Beagle. And then Radio 9, the R68 T68 Golden Bagel. It's all good. It sounds good. We'd like to hear from you, the Old Tube Radio Network. You can catch the replay and join us next time, if you can, right here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Dennis, 73s, and thanks again.
Yeah, it's amazing. We've been hopping in there all night, and that radio sounds good. Thanks, Dwayne.
Talk to you later, 73, Dennis.
All right, yeah, if I had a decent antenna, because I'm fighting the guys from Southern California, Northern California. Mitch has got a great rig on the coast, jumping in there, so you never know. You never know. You might have another Old Tube Radio Network that you can check into from San Diego. Thanks, everybody. OTR standing by.
Good night, Dennis.
So I'm glad you got that. 73s, have a good one, be safe, and stay cool down there.
Yeah, I like the 23s could do relay. Well, he's pretty good at doing satellite hops and figuring stuff out. The DX map, let me put it up one more time here. And I see that, things are starting to come back. I really like when we get those numbers up in the 80s. Look at that, 82. That's the FM broadcast band. We are in, right here, OTR's in DMO6. So we're just out of the edge of the band, but you can hear us still talking to Idaho up there in the 1554. Got a nice little 82 coming up that way. It's moving out towards Arizona, so look for Arizona, Texas, Colorado to be coming in on your DX item of interest. Let me pull up and see if we get anything up there Canada way. We never know. All right, I'll stop talking. We'll catch you all later, the Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, you have a good one down there.
Hey, thank you for the net, Dennis. You guys all have a good night.
Roger. Listen to all that All these stations are just kind of down low. Nobody's dominating the DX. Well, I have a chance here. Well, I have a chance here on the...
Hey, Skidoo, you still around the radio?
On the video. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if they can make a contact here. Keep the video.
I guess he retired. All right, no contact. We'll be on the site.
Yeah, well, he may step
Yeah,
past
boy,
it.
that thing is just flat crystal clear up here. This thing's always been that way. Pretty much that's how I put them together. Either they're just solid as can be on the meter, or they're down there in the mud and not really ready. The audio's good, and that's what I'm after. So I still got my trademark.
Hey, there's Uncle Gunter. We're in a big skip thing going on here. The sporadic E going up and down the West Coast. We're listening to Dwayne up there in Idaho, right there.
What are you running for an antenna?
And he's talking to a station about 100 miles away that we can't hear.
23, I'm just curious what kind of antenna you got up. What antenna you're using? Oh man, that's good. We're playing with the PDL2 up here, so yep, we're horizontal right now. But by gosh, that thing's working. Don't change it.
That's pretty cool. Idaho talking to 23 Skidoo there.
Yeah, it's good to finally get to talk to you. I knew we could do it. You have a good evening, Seven. It's sure been fun. All right, 30's out of the way, quickly.
All right, I just want to get that on the archive so you get a part of the conversation. Let me jump over to 10 meters, get the right item here, and we'll see. There's the beacon out of British Columbia. I think that's VE7MTY. I think probably running about 10 watts. There's the power level change, and here comes the call. MTY at 28, 196, 187. Always putting a good signal here into Central California. And I'm surprised I'm not hearing any more beacons for the great conditions we're having up on 11. Should we hear any voice actors? Probably not. All right, well that's on 10 meters. Let's go over to 15. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to switch the rig. I've got the antenna tuner, and I've got the Night Viking. It's setting stuff up. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'll switch antennas. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. And who was talking? AM channels are dead. Well, yeah, we're just having some. This is all short stuff there, Gunter. It's 300, 500,000 miles maybe at max. So Arkansas has got skipped. Let me check the map. Let's see what you guys are doing. Yeah, look at that. You guys have a little bit of conditions. I'm going to bring the map up. Got some conditions right there. 20, 26, 23, just below 11 meters. But most of the activity is... Oops, I'm doing the wrong thing here. Most of the activity up the East Coast. Most of the activity is here on the West Coast. Big time tonight. Big cluster coming up into Arizona. So you might start hearing that. All right, so, yeah. Oh, the URL for the map, it says DX, Delta X-ray Maps.com, and this is Spots Maps. But I think if you go to DX Maps, it'll get you in. And I don't think you have to register, but you can actually sign in to get more user-friendly ability out of it. But the DX Maps, and this is something that Mr. Superloop discovered. So, all right, I'll go ahead and sign out here. I might jump on 40 meters if it's open in a few moments, but I got to get out of the air chair here. Good night, everybody. The old Tube Radio Network. Let me put something on the screen. Sorry, I'm rambling. Let's go back to where my antenna is resonant, which is right over here. Channel 6, the bowl. See, it's quiet. Interesting. I think we have the DX tonight on channel 11. All right, talk to you all later. Talk to you all later on the old Tube Radio Network 73.
Good night, little bee.
Yeah, did somebody say donuts? There's no donuts around here. WMAX 7250, huh? There's probably a broadcast station there, but I don't know. I might try 7250 in 10 or 15 minutes when I get everything hooked back up. See what's going on. Yeah, all right. Yeah, 20 Skidoo. I was listening. I kept it up. I could hear Dwayne perfectly, but the backscatter wasn't quite there. I'm not sure what the map needs to look like to do some backscatter of the super short stuff, but we could hear the other half of the conversation. And Uncle Gunter's having 100 degrees. We had 105 today. And no rain since 13 days. It seems like 13 weeks around here. All right, thanks for stopping by this morning and joining us. And hopefully you'll get some rain and you can survive the 100 degrees. Ours is on the way. I think we're looking for 106 tomorrow. You never know. Out of the radio room where it's probably 85 degrees. Only 103. I didn't think Wildemar got that. You must be inland. What happened to your ocean breeze that we never get? All right. Good night, everybody. I'm looking for the bye-bye switch. Go run some DX. The old Tube Radio Network.